I want to know, why are there alpacas in the Cotswold and how did they get there? So I put it into Google and the reply is, alpacas are in the Cotswold because individuals and farms established them for their fibre production and as a unique tourist attraction. There goes the aeroplane. See, it wasn't flying over until I started to talk. And it's extra loud tonight. Carrying on. So they're in the Cotswold because individuals and farms established them for fibre production and as a unique tourist attraction, similar to how they are farmed globally. They originate from South America but have been domesticated and brought to the Cotswold through breeding programs like the one at Cotswold Alpacas, to be used for their soft fleece, sustainable fibre and gentle presence. So that's how they come to be in the UK. They were imported from South America. Let's get into episode 4. So, welcome back. To summarise, episode 4 was entitled 50 Shades of Red. Who are you kidding? Just 50? Anyway, so episode 4, quickly we saw the girls heading out of the Sprinter into Nessie's house and they sit down for the red themed dinner. We then see the girls, some of them went to visit alpacas in the Cotswold, whilst a few others went to go shopping in the city of Burford. We see them driving around in vintage cars, and then we see them having pub grub in a classical old English country pub. After the pub, girls pack, get ready to return to London. Let's get into it. This episode 4, the part that really stood out for me, and it was quite emotional as well, is when Karen, she opens up to the ladies about when she was young, when her mother sent her to Kingston, the town in Jamaica, to go and save her father because the mum worked a lot and the mum didn't want her to stay at home alone because there were like guys, in the neighbourhood, and the mum didn't feel it was safe. So Karen opens up about that, and she says she was 9 years old when her mother sent her to live in Kingston with the dad, and said to her, "I'll come back for you." Sorry, when you're 12. And that moment, I think everyone felt it. Everyone sort of like the housewives, they just gasped. You see Amanda, she was in deep thought.
She said, "I'll come back and get you when you're 12.
Or just trying to imagine it, or maybe couldn't imagine it. And you see Karen, she's been brought to tears. And it was really emotional. And I commend Karen for being brave enough to open up to the girls and disclose what happened to her at that age. And she, for a while, I think she felt away about her mum, but eventually, she came around. She's forgiven her mum, and she praised her mum as being a good grandmother to the children. So I'm glad, that bit is resolved and she has a good relationship with her mother. And so, you see the girls, they all come together and, they're all holding Karen's hand, and I couldn't imagine being sent away at 9 years old. Can you imagine at 9 years old my mum sending me to, I don't know, Birmingham or, I don't know, Manchester, and say, "I'll come back for you when you're 12. Oh no, you won't, because I'm not going." I just couldn't fathom it. So, Karen was brave. So that was a real emotional scene, to see Karen so vulnerable, and in tears, just reliving her being 9 years old in that moment.
I text you. We both.
And Karen, we see them embrace so that they make up, and later on that night Panthea sends Karen a text message to say that she's sorry. Everyone thinking, she could have done it in person. We see Panthea and Juliet Mayhew make up, and Panthea says to Juliet Mayhew, I've always loved you, I think the reason why they broke up is really, really childish and stupid, so I'm glad that they're back together, they're now on good terms. The alpacas were really funny because the alpaca almost spits on Karen, and it's the way she says, "That's rude." That was quite cute where she said that.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
And then the vintage cars, beautiful, beautiful vintage cars. You see the girls driving around in them, especially at night on the country roads. That was a classic scene, and it just looked like a scene from James Bond 007. It was really good to watch. They end the trip at the country pub where Nessie gives us a glimpse of a vintage designer dress, which is cute. And then there was discussions about Panthea, why Panthea acts the way she acts. Because I've got to say, that day after breakfast, Panthea had to leave because she had to get ready, because Panthea and her husband have been invited to the palace by the king, so at the country pub there was discussions of why, Panthea behaves the way she behaves. It was just, the whole episode was just, like I said, many emotions flying here, there and everywhere. And then it ends with like a cryptic message. So after midnight, when Panthea had already apologised to Karen posts a text on her Instagram, and it talks about hypocrites, and it's a verse from Bob Marley's Hypocrites, and the girls are just trying to make sense of what it means, and was it directed at somebody, and the scene ends there. Overall, it was a good episode. Emotions flying here, there and everywhere. Nessie put on she's a good host, good episode. I enjoyed it. So let me know what you think of this episode. Do you think it was a good episode? Did you like the vintage cars? What do you think of Karen's cryptic message at the end that she posted on Instagram? Did you enjoy the scene with the alpacas? Did you check out Gina and Juliet Mayhew's fashion, like their country fashion? I thought it was nice, their country fashion. They looked like money women, Leave your comments down below. And I know you do enjoy my episodes, and I'm getting better at them, so like and subscribe, even share it, and see you next week for episode 5. Oh yeah, in episode 5 we're going to see the other Juliet A, Juliet Angus. Imagine, we've gone 4 episodes about her. We finally get to see her in episode 5. So see you then. Bye.